Working scientifically has replaced how science works in the new Key Stage 3 programme of study, and many of the terms that were previously at Key Stage 4 are now expected at Key Stage 3 in terms of accuracy, precision, repeatability. Students are also expected to be able to identify independent, dependent and control variables and explain which each of them are when planning an investigation. If we use this very basic example of how long it takes for sugars to dissolve in different temperatures of water, we can see what some of the things are that we need to be considering when planning this investigation. Firstly, the independent variable in this is the thing that we're changing. So in this, we're changing the temperature of the water, and the equipment that we're using for this is a kettle. Equally, we could make the choice to use a Bunsen burner and raise the temperature of the water that way. So the dependent variable in this example is the time taken for the sugar to dissolve. And for this, we could time in a number of ways. We could, of course, use a clock or a watch. However, these aren't as precise. So most of the time, we'd use a stop clock, which would go to like hundredths of a second. Ensuring that it's only the independent variable that we change and not the control variables will help this experiment to be a fair test. Students are expected to choose appropriate apparatus for their investigations, and later at Key Stage 4 will be expected to justify their choices in their controlled assessments then. So for example, if an amount of water was needed to be measured out, they'd need to explain whether they chose a beaker or a measuring cylinder and why. Additionally, they need to explain why they chose a particular size of measuring cylinder, and this is down to the precision of the equipment. So for example, choosing a large measuring cylinder compared to a small measuring cylinder, the small one, if it has more graduations, will be more precise. Additionally, when making choices about how to measure out substances, sometimes it might be appropriate to use a spatula full. However, this isn't going to be as precise as measuring a mass on a balance. Additionally, students will need to be able to explain how they're going to check that their results are repeatable, and this is usually done by repeating results 3 times and identifying any outliers or anomalies from those results. Smart ways to think about working scientifically, which is embedded throughout smart science.